CEO Thomas Pinner. We're glad you're here. Follow me. Here are your safety glasses. Enjoy your tour.
Start our process back in the tubular operation. Tubing is received in 12-foot lengths, an inch and a half, an inch and a quarter, 17 and 20 gauge. Tubing is cut to specific lengths depending on the part and the geometry of the part being made. Once cut, the parts must be annealed if tubing is to be performed. The tubing must be annealed or softened to prevent cracking, splitting, or breaking when or after the tubing has been bent. The tubing is then cold. Next, the tubing is bent for J-bends, wall bends, waist arms, and floor bends. The tubing is then trim sawed so that the individual pieces can be created and the ends can be squared off. Not shown, parts are then swedged, bent, or flanged, stamped USA, 17 gauge or 20 gauge. Thread rings are pressed onto the ends for slip joint fittings. Next, parts are brazed. Flux is added to clean the parts, placed on the brazing turntable. Parts are then heated to 1300 degrees Fahrenheit, where silver solder is then applied. Parts are then cooled. Other brazing operations like frost-proof bodies and faucet underbodies are also performed. Once again, these parts are brazed at 1300 degrees and then silver soldered. Some unique parts like dishwasher branch tailpieces require hand brazing. Once again, the parts are heated up to 1300 degrees and then silver soldered. Smaller parts like pop-up tailpieces and other branch tailpieces are cut by hand. Other tubular parts that are not brazed are beaded, flanged, or stamped. At this operation, holes are being perforated into the part to make vacuum tubes for flushometers. Parts then move to the parts wash, where the excess chips as well as burnt flux is removed from the parts. Here you see our roto finish, where ceramic media, water, and soap are used on the parts prior to plating. They're placed in a vibratory bowl where they oscillate back and forth until the dull finish becomes a nice, bright, shiny finish. Other parts are sent into our polishing and buffing operation. Some parts, if they are straight and cylindrical, can be auto buffed. Placed on a turntable, where the buffing wheels and buffing compound will shine the parts. Other parts with irregular shapes must be hand buffed. Here you see the hand buffing operation. All these tubular parts must have a nice bright shiny finish before going to the plater. Next we move to the electroplating operation. Specific racks must be made for each part depending on the size and geometry to assure a consistent uniform plating. Each part is racked and then placed on the conveyor. Each part goes through another series of cleaners, of electro cleaners, ultrasonic cleaners, and chemical cleaners prior to being nickel and then chrome plated. A heavy amount of nickel is then added and chrome plating takes place. Then the parts are rinsed and they will be unracked to be moved to assembly. We then move to our assembly department. Here shows our custom laser etch printing. Parts are private labeled with our customer's name, logo, and phone numbers. This can be performed on ball valve handle sleeves, toilet fill valve tags, frost-proof handle tags, and sink basket strainers. We then move to our assembly department, where here you see our 3-valve tub and shower valves being assembled using our Wolverine brass ceramic valve cartridges. All faucets, frost-proof lawn faucets, boiler drains, etc. are all 100% tested. All valves are then QC audit tested in our test lab before products can be moved to our finished goods location. Once parts move to finished goods, customer orders are then picked, packed, and shipped to our customers within 24 hours.